ATMC TV's Game of the Week is brought to you by J.P. Russ & Son Grading and Clearing, Community Finance of South Carolina, Grissettown Longwood Fire and Rescue's Haunted Trail, The Doghouse Grill 2, Strand Termite and Pest Control, the Brunswick Beacon, and ATMC.
Welcome to your ATMC TV High School Football Game of the Week, the Homecoming Tailgate edition, as the meal is prepared by Ms. Karen Mashuris of Coastal Kitchen. A reminder to our ATMC TV viewers to check out next month's episode of Coastal Kitchen on 9:30 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. on ATMC TV Channel 3 and in HD on Channel 910. Jay, got a real treat for our viewers tonight, a big game with Monster 3A playoff implications as the West Brunswick High School Trojans will host the visiting Topsail Pirates. This Topsail team comes into Charlotte, winners of 4 straight to begin the season, Jay, but since Mid-Eastern Conference play started, they've lost 4 in a row. But they do have one of the premier running backs in southeastern North Carolina.
Yeah, that would be Noah Lavelle. Now, he's leading the Mid-Eastern Conference in rushing this year, 830 yards for the season, 7.7 yards per carry. He's scored 8 touchdowns, Sam, and 3 times this year he's gone over 100 yards in a game. He's only a sophomore. We saw this kid as a freshman last year and were extremely impressed, and he's done nothing this year to take away from his great freshman season. He doesn't do it all by himself. He's got a pretty good quarterback, number 7, Jacob Floyd, a 5'11", 175-pound senior. Kind of reminds me a little bit of West Brunswick's Owen McDowell in the sense that he uses his legs and his arm. Passing 421 yards, he's completed 59% of his throws, and he's thrown 4 TDs. He's rushed for 281 yards, averaging nearly 6 yards per carry with a couple of scores. Defensively, the guy to watch is a big hitter, number 44. Not unlike number 44 here at West Brunswick and Russ Score, but this is Hunter Hall, 6 foot, 210, senior linebacker, leads the team in tackles with 71. Very tough, very aggressive. He'll be a force tonight.
And Jay, West Brunswick's game plan coming into this, at least defensively, stop Noah Lavelle. How do they do that?
Well, I think the key to watch tonight is this fabulous front 5, okay? So we talk about Timmy Sellers and Tyler Tate, Monty Stanley, Hunter Nickel, Daniel Cross. Across the front 5, they've got to help to contain Lavelle and set it up for the terrific 3 behind them, and that would be Russell Gore, Jakari Bethel, and Noah Johnson. Now, Gore and Bethel 1 or 2-3, I believe, in the conference in terms of tackles for the season, so they're having tremendous years. Noah Johnson's had a great season as well. And then the ball hawk, the guy that's everywhere, Jalen Jones-Bay. 3 INTs, 3 fumble recoveries, 1 for a score last week against New Hanover, a team that West actually played a little better than what the score might indicate. So Coach Kelly Williamson's team's got a must-win here tonight, both these teams too, and it's setting up, at least on paper, to be a heck of a game on homecoming here at West Brunswick, and we've got some food to eat, Sam.
Yeah, we're going to dig into some football and some tailgate food. Topsail versus West Brunswick, the Pirates 4-4, 0-4 in the league. Traveling to M.H. Rourke Stadium to take on West Brunswick, 2-6 overall, 2-2 in league play. The winner of tonight's game is in the driver's seat for the second 3A playoff spot in the Mid-Eastern Conference. Thanks for joining us on your ATMC TV High School Football Game of the Week. Welcome to homecoming on the campus of West Brunswick High School. We're coming to you from M.H. Rourke Stadium in Charlotte. Jay, a capacity crowd here at M.H. Rourke Stadium as the 2-6 Trojans host the 4-4 Topsail Pirates. We got a game with huge 3A playoff implications tonight. The winner of this game will be in the driver's seat for the second 3A playoff spot out of the Mid-Eastern Conference. Jay Combs on the color, Sam Hickman on the play-by-play. Jay, what's your forecast for tonight?
A beautiful night for sure. Lovely sundown, and we had a tremendous tailgate meal to start the game tonight, and I just don't know how the game could even be better, but we're certainly hopeful, and at least on paper it should be. As you said, Sam, this is a very, very important game. It's kind of playoff-like for both of these teams here this evening.
Jay, whatever happens in the game, Karen Mashuris is tonight's MVP.
That's right. The big treat of the night was that humongous Philly cheesesteak, the scrumptious potato salad, the delectable pickles, and last but not least, shoe fly pie. Holy cow. The triple crown tonight.
I'm usually not this full when the game begins, just to be quite frank with you. Topsail won the coin toss and deferred to the second half, so the Trojans will receive the game's opening kickoff, and we are almost set from MH Rourke Stadium on your ATMC TV Game of the Week.
George Lopez, not the comedian, I guess, but
the kicker
is the kicker, and he's pretty good. The stat says he's had 11 touchbacks this year.
That's a low driving kick off the foot of the Trojan return man. That's DeAndre Clariday, who's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. He may have reached the 25, where the Trojans will start 1st and 10.
Good special teams tackle that time by Josiah Hayes for the Topsail Pirates, a 5'11", 155-pound junior, and he took down Clariday, and that's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah, Jay, we've seen Clariday more and more involved on special teams and offense. Of course, we know his presence is felt in the defensive backfield for West Brunswick. Trojans 1st and 10 from their own 25. Opening toss to Jakari Bethel, looking for running room. He's still on his feet, out to about the 30-yard line for a nice chunk of yardage on 1st down. Good start for this West Brunswick offense.
Tackled by Andrew Jones of Topsail, and yeah, good start. Jakari had a pretty good game last week against a very, very good New Hanover squad. Had 73 yards on the ground. I think he had a couple of scores as well. So Jakari Bethel's having just a really solid senior season for West Brunswick, offensively and, of course, defensively.
Same play, this time to the left side. Bethel looking for running room. He does not have any that time as he's tackled behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 2. That's going to set up a 3rd and medium. We'll call it 7 for West Brunswick on the game's opening possession.
And get used to that tonight, Sam. That's Hunter Hall on the stop, number 44. Both 44s for these teams tonight are outstanding linebackers. Hall for Topsail and Russ Gore, of course, for West Brunswick. And Hunter Hall, the leading tackler, 71 on the year coming into the game tonight, 3 tackles for a loss. He is a 6', 210 senior, about the same size as Russell Gore, and they both play with that same reckless abandon.
3rd and 7 for West Brunswick. From their own 28-yard line, McDowell fakes the handoff. He's keeping it on the ground. He's got a 1st down and more. Stretches out almost to the 40-yard line. Jay, there's McDowell doing the damage with his legs like you talked about in the pregame.
Yeah, and, you know, not only with his legs, Sam, but with his head. He made a real good read that time, that option. You gotta check and see where the defensive pressure is going to be on the outside, and Owen did a real good job of reading it and made the cut and picked up the 1st down for West Brunswick.
10 yards on the option keeper from McDowell's got West Brunswick a 1st and 10 at its own 38-yard line. That handoff goes up the middle to Bethel, and he is met. Maybe picked up a yard on the play to the 39. 2nd and 9 for the Trojans.
Yeah, Hall in again on the stop with lots of help from his friends, 33. Grayson Capico also in on that stop, but not much room off the left side of the big West Brunswick offensive line. I say big because the big guy, 77, Monty Stanley, sitting out that left tackle position, is a monster.
Odd-looking formation for West Brunswick. McDowell's in the shotgun, got 2 backs to his side and 1 behind him. He keeps it on the option keeper again, makes 1 tackler miss across the 40 to the 41. We'll give him 2 yards on the pickup, and that's going to set up another 3rd and 7.
Yeah, pretty good read that time by Tyler Allison from his outside linebacker position, a 5'9" sophomore for Topsail, and stayed right with Owen that time. Owen picked up a couple, sets up 3rd and what, Sam, about 7.
We'll give it 6 to the 42. 3 yards on the gain for McDowell. He keeps it again around the right side. He pitches it late, and West Brunswick's got a big play. That's Noah Johnson down the right sideline inside the Topsail 20. Dropped at the 18. Huge gain on the pitch from McDowell to Noah Johnson.
Well, Noah Johnson did a great job that time, and McDowell did a splendid job of releasing the pitch at just the right time. Looked like he was going to go down, but was able to toss the ball around the right side to Johnson, and then Noah had plenty of room to run and made the most of it.
Jay, very close to a forward pass there, almost like he pitched it forward, which would still be legal since McDowell was behind the line of scrimmage. Interesting looking play, but boy, did it work. The Trojans are in business early.
Yeah, statistically, Owen probably like to have that as a pass because he picked up about 40 yards. Now let's see what's going on.
Jay, it's going to be a flag on the Trojans. It does not negate the big gain. It just pushes them back a little further. It still is going to be a 1st and 10 for West Brunswick at the Topsail 29-yard line.
Trojans from the 29.
Homecoming night from M.H. Rourke Stadium. 8:55 left in the first quarter. Trojans driving. Bethel gets the carry straight up the gut. He's dropped at the 25-yard line, but picks up 4 yards on first down.
A tackle that time by Percy Munchie Fennell.
Great name.
Is that a great name? Who's the middle linebacker? Not a big guy, 5'8", $192, but a tough guy, and you have to be a tough guy if you're going to bring down Jakari Bethel.
Bethel with 4 carries on the opening drive. 8 yards on those 4 carries. That's number 2, Dylan Jeffries on the carry, and he is brought down.
44, Hunter Hall.
Give him a yard to the 24-yard line. That's going to set up a 3rd and 5 from the Topsail 24.
Well, West staying on the ground and being pretty productive. Of course, the big play, that pitch and run by Noah Johnson. But another 3rd down situation for Owen McDowell.
That's a direct snap to Dylan Jeffries, looking for running room. Cuts it back around the left side, and he may have got back to the line of scrimmage, but he's hit after no gain, and that's going to bring up a critical 4th and 5 from the Topsail 24.
Yeah, Jose Orellana for Topsail doing a real good job of containing the runner and sets up the 4th down for West.
Owen McDowell back to his regular quarterback position for this 4th down snap. He looks for a receiver. He's got one. That pass is complete. Receiver still on his feet. That's Khalil Bland. Brought down at the 15, and it's going to be a 1st down, West Brunswick. Big 4th down completion from McDowell to Khalil Bland.
Nothing fancy, just a little slant pass to Khalil Bland, and the senior brings it in. Picks up the 1st down, accurate throw by McDowell, good catch and run by Bland, and another set of downs for West Brunswick.
10-yard completion from McDowell to Khalil Bland there. 1st and 10 West Brunswick from the Topsail 14-yard line. Nice looking opening drive. That handoff goes to Bethel. He's brought down at the line of scrimmage. Jay, it looked like that was 77. I don't have a 77. Scratch that. 73, Brandon Clayton, the 6'3", 235-pound defensive lineman who tackled Bethel at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah,
no gain.
He's a pretty big guy, and he absolutely blew up the right side of the West Brunswick offensive line that time. And when you're 235 pounds, I guess you can do that. I think we're 235 pounds after the tailgate tonight, Sam, but at least I am.
Jay, West Brunswick can't get the right personnel on the field for the 2nd and 10 play, so head coach Kelly Williamson calls a timeout, and that gives us a chance to thank a couple of our sponsors for tonight's game. J.P. Russ & Son has served Brunswick County since 1947 and become the local leader in all your heavy equipment needs. Paving, grading, clearing, drainage, and much more. They'll haul any material, even rock. Give them a call at 754-6023. We'd also like to thank Community Finance of South Carolina, which offers personal and title loans with the most competitive rates in the area. Located right across the border in Little River, South Carolina, Community Finance provides quick approval so you can have cash in minutes. Visit Community Finance online at cfscloans.com. 2nd and 10 from the Topsail 14-yard line. Opening drive has taken all 5 minutes and 55 seconds off the game clock. There's 6:05 left in the first quarter. West Brunswick doing a little damage through the air, little damage in the ground game. Bethel's got that carry. He's down at about the 10-yard line. Pick up a 4 on the play.
You know, Sam, you talk about this nice extended drive to start the game tonight. Eating that clock up. A couple of things, of course, West advancing the ball, getting into scoring position, but also keeping the dangerous Noah Lavelle on the bench.
Sure.
Right? Maybe the best defense against the best runner in the area is to not let him get out on the field, and another timeout.
The second timeout in a 3-play stretch for West Brunswick. So with 5:36 left in the opening period, West Brunswick has 1 timeout left, 1 timeout to its name. Called a timeout before the second down play and after the second down play. And when we return, when play resumes, we'll have a 3rd and 6 from the Topsail 10-yard line. And we'd like to thank the Brunswick Beacon for sponsoring your Game of the Week. Your community newspaper since 1962, the Brunswick Beacon is your source for local news, sports, and features. Subscribe to the Beacon today. Call 910-754-6890 or visit brunswickbeacon.com.
So a good shot of Coach Kelly Williamson, talking to the guys on the side and sending them out with this play that he hopes can be productive.
McDowell under center. He fakes the handoff, rolls out to his right, looking for some running room. He's got some room. He's across the line again. Dives for the end zone, and he's in for a West Brunswick touchdown. 6 minutes and 34 seconds into the opening period, and McDowell scampers in from 10 yards out on homecoming night to give the Trojans an early 6-0 lead.
Well, you're tired of hearing me talk about this kid's ability to hurt you with his legs and his head tonight. Excellent decision that time by Owen, and uses athleticism to scamper in for the first score of the night.
Senior kicker Hunter Yachts on for the extra point, and he splits the uprights. And the Trojans lead 7-0. Take off more than 6 minutes of game action and have a touchdown lead over the visiting Topsail Pirates. Boy, Jay, lots to like on that opening drive.
Yeah, if you're a West Brunswick fan, you got to be pretty happy. That was a real solid first possession for West here this evening. And, you know, as we were talking in the pregame, I know I read in the Beacon and I've heard other people talking about that game last week that West played against the undefeated squad from New Hanover. Had a big score, what was it, 52-21, but the game actually was a lot closer, Sam Hickman, wasn't it?
35-21 early in the fourth quarter. West Brunswick's Jalen Jones-Bay recovered a fumble and ran it in 27 yards for a touchdown. It was a 2-touchdown game with less than 12 minutes to go in the game. Of course, New Hanover scored 17 unanswered points, and West did struggle to stop a potent New Hanover attack. But really, Jay, quite frankly, one of the better games we've seen from West Brunswick this season. They moved the ball up and down the field against New Hanover and, you know, just couldn't capitalize a couple times inside New Hanover territory.
Well, Blake Walston, who is the quarterback up at New Hanover, leading the area in passing, over 2,000 yards. I think he's got 24 touchdowns. So he is the real deal. But West went up to New Hanover and looked them right in the eye and played them pretty solid.
Yount's kickoff fielded at about the 14-yard line. Nice kick coverage by the Trojans, and they tackle the return man inside the 25-yard line at the 24, where Topsail will take over 1st and 10.
Yeah, good kick coverage by West that time, and we'll get our first look at the area's leading rusher, conference leading rusher, Noah Laval. 830 yards, 7.7 yards per touch, 8 scores, 3 times the sophomore's gone over 100 yards. We got to look at him last year as a freshman. He was an excellent runner then, and he's only gotten better.
Well, Jay, we said last year during the broadcast, this kid's going to be a handful for Mid-Eastern Conference defenses, and he's been just that. But Topsail's going to throw it on 1st down. They try a screen pass. It falls incomplete. West Brunswick's Timmy Sellers there on the coverage. That pass was intended for Topsail's number 32, Joshua Smith.
Yeah, Tim Sellers, mentioned him in the pregame, one of those fantastic front 5 of West Brunswick defensively. Sellers, I'll tell you what, pretty good-sized guy at 6 foot, 230 pounds, the senior, but you know, he gets around on that field right well, Sam Hickman. He's got a pretty good set of wheels.
He does. Good motor, too, Jay. You can always count on Tim Sellers playing hard. Floyd pitches that one out. That's Smith again on the carry, and he is brought down well behind the line of scrimmage. They mark him down at the 22. That's a loss of 2, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 12.
And I think that was Sellers in on the first hit, and then had a lot of help from his defensive friends at West, and of course number 44, Russell Gore, involved on that tackle, as he has been so many times throughout his West Brunswick career, and certainly this is senior season. He has really put it together. I think he is number 2 in the conference in tackles. Chikari Bethel, number 3.
3rd and 12 for the Topsail Pirates from the 24. That's a screen pass. It's caught by the tight end. He's looking for running room upfield. He's got the 1st down and more all the way to the Topsail 39-yard line for a Pirates 1st down.
Well, that was a great call by Coach Wayne Inman and his staff that time. West came hard with pressure and the screen pass to Walsh. And let me tell you, Hayden Walsh, 5'10", 225. He looks like a truck running down the middle of that field that time. The junior tight end, running back, defensive tackle, does a lot of things for the Topsail Pirates.
Floyd fakes the handoff, looking for a receiver. Nice play by DeAndre Clariday, who puts a lick on the receiver as soon as the ball hit his hands, and it falls to the turf. Incomplete. 2nd and 10 from the Topsail 39.
Sam, I just get the feeling that the next couple of years, if we're blessed and lucky enough to continue to do these games for ATMC, and we're going to be saying DeAndre Clariday's name a lot.
Athlete.
Offensively and defensively. Athlete, you are so right.
And during basketball season as well.
Well, I'm looking forward to that. Just around the corner.
Pirates trail the Trojans 7-0. 4 minutes, 6 seconds left in the first period. Floyd drops back to pass. Slant pass is knocked up in the air, and West Brunswick nearly comes up with an interception. That was number 23, Noah Johnson, who couldn't quite get up off the ground fast enough to corral that tipped pass. But West Brunswick's doing exactly what it needs to do early, forcing Topsail into 3rd and long situations. This time they need to find a way to get off the field on 3rd and long.
Jacob Floyd, not real big, 5'10", so the defensive, that front 5, wise to rush with their hands up in the air. If you can't get to the quarterback, get your hands up in the air and try and deflect. I've seen more deflections this year in the early stages of at least professional football than I think I've ever seen in my life.
Empty set for Topsail. Floyd rifles that pass. It falls incomplete. That pass was intended for number 3, Jonathan Ward, and that's going to bring up a 4th and 10 for the Topsail Pirates.
Let everybody know the 50-50 raffle is now up to
Sam, I'm looking out on that field. And I haven't heard you mention Noah Laval's name very much, at least on that first possession.
He hasn't been on the field, that's why.
I wonder if he's okay.
Topsail in punting formation. Jorge Lopez handles the punting duties for the Pirates.
Yeah, he averages about 29 yards a punt.
He gets a low driving kickoff. It takes a nice topsail bounce. West Brunswick fields it. I think that's Clariday. No, it's Dylan Jeffries who returned the punt. Almost gets out to the West Brunswick 30-yard line, but a nice job by Jeffries to pick that one up. If he hadn't, West Brunswick might be starting this possession from around its 10-yard line.
Yeah, pretty smart play that time by Jeffries because you're right, Sam. West would have had very poor field position to start this possession, but Jeffries alertly picked up the ball and advanced it very well. So good field position for Owen McDowell and company to start on their second possession of the night. And I think Kelly Williamson would love it if they just peel another 6 minutes off that clock and get another touchdown to boot.
That's a tall sweep out to the left. Jeffries on the carry trying to get to the 30-yard line. And boy, Hunter Hall just meets him in the hole.
Kid's good.
Great high school football player. Boy, Jay, he must have made 15 tackles in that game we had last year, and he's on that pace again tonight. Yeah. Big hit as Jeffries gets 2 on first down.
I'm pretty old, Sam, and I have a hard time remembering 5 minutes ago, but I remember, 10 months ago when we saw that kid play football, and Hunter Hall is a player. He's a sticker for sure.
Not afraid to mix it up, that's for sure. West Brunswick goes with the same play, this time to the right side. Jeffries breaks through some tackles, almost out to the 40-yard line. Enough for the first down, and West Brunswick's going to have a fresh set of downs. Big run there by number 2, Dylan Jeffries.
Yeah, good surge by the West Brunswick offensive line that time. I saw Gabe Lewis, number 55, the center, downfield, leveling a block, and some good work by the O-line to allow Dylan Jeffries to pick up the first down.
Jay, after Hall blew up that play to the left side, maybe West just figured they'd run away from him that time and try the right side out. This handoff goes to Bethel. Oh, he lowers his shoulder and tries to truck a topsail defender, but a nice job by the Pirates defense to bring Bethel down. We'll give him 2 yards on the play, brings up a 2nd and 8.
As number 33, Grayson Capico, in on the stop, but Capico got punched that time by Bethel. Great wrestler, we've talked about that a lot during his games this year, but he's having a real nice senior football season.
Handoff straight up the middle to Bethel, still on his feet, fighting for yardage. He's down at the 49-yard line. Jay, he's about a yard short of the line to gain. That's going to bring up a critical 3rd and 1 here in the early stages.
He's a tough guy to bring down, and Sam, one of these kind of kids, his endurance must be such that he doesn't seem to play tired. He's not lagging out there. He's always got those legs moving, and the all-important, north-south runners fall forward, and you pick up a little bit of extra yardage. That's what Bethel did that time.
West needs a yard, maybe 2, to convert. McDowell under center. He hands that one up the middle to Bethel, and he's met, Jay. I don't know that he got the 50-yard line there. As always, it depends on the spot, but it's going to be very close.
Yeah, his forward motion is pretty darn close where the official is setting the ball down, and he is going to be
He's
shy.
A yard short. West Brunswick needs to get to midfield for the first down. They're leaving the offense on the field.
Well, remember, McDowell does do some of that pooch punting, if you will, and has that option, I guess. But let's see what Coach Williamson has in store. Maybe he's going to try to draw him offsides. Nope. Quick.
They hand that one off to Bethel. He's got the line to gain, still on his feet, down to the Topsail 46, where it is a West Brunswick first down.
Tyler Long,
Looks like it's
another one of the guys on the OL that time, getting a good block and helping Bethel to pick up the first down. Nice effort by Tyler.
Bethel with 4 consecutive carries on this drive after Jeffries carried the first 2 times. Picked up 2, 7, stuffed for no gain, and then picked up 5 on a critical 4th and 1 play. Trojans 1st and 10 from the Topsail 46.
Sam, if I punch you in your arm 4 straight times, eventually it's going to hurt, man.
That handoff looks like that was to Noah Johnson.
It was.
And he was brought down at the 45-yard line. We'll give him a yard on the play.
Capico that time in on the stop. Johnson quick. trying to get him to the outside that time, but good defense that time by Topsail. As we're about out of time here in the first quarter, Sam.
And Jay, I believe that was going to be the last play of the opening period on homecoming from M.H. Rourke Stadium on the campus of West Brunswick High School after 12 minutes of game action on your ATMC TV Game of the Week. It's West Brunswick 7, Topsail 0.
Hey, Sam, man, it's Jay.
Hey, partner.
Didn't you tell me you know a guy that's got some heavy equipment? I need a load of dirt.
Don't worry, man. I got you.
Sam, this isn't what I had in mind.
He'll be done any time now.
I knew we should have called J.P. Russ & Son.
Serving Brunswick County since 1947, J.P. Russ & Son has become the local leader in all your heavy equipment needs. We also haul any material, even rock. Give J.P. Russ & Son a call today.
Bugs have to live somewhere. Make sure it's not your house. Strand Termite and Pest Control is ready to help you with your pest control needs. Whatever the bug, whatever the problem. From that pesky roach, ants, bed bugs, or termites damaging your house, Strand Termite and Pest Control has been helping families with their pest problems for 45 years. We can also encapsulate your crawl space to stop moisture and bugs in their tracks. We're proudly family owned and operated and have 2 locations to serve you. Don't let bugs bug you. Call for a free estimate or visit us online.
Ho, ho, ho! It's time for the 7th Annual Holiday Happenings Christmas Show. Start your holiday season early and come by on Saturday, November 11th at Shallotte Middle School. Feel the Christmas spirit as you stroll the venue and enjoy entertainment by the West Brunswick Show Choir, yummy food, fantastic gifts, holiday decor, and free pictures with Santa. The 7th Annual Holiday Happenings Christmas Show, hosted by the Brunswick Beacon and presented by these great local sponsors.
We are ATMC TV, Channel 3 and HD Channel 910, your community channel.
We are back for the start of the second quarter. The Trojans have a 2nd and 9 from the Topsail 45-yard line. Jakari Bethel's picked up 14 yards rushing on this drive. Dylan Jeffries with 12 on 2 carries. Owen McDowell signaling to the sideline. Looks like he's calling an audible. He rolls out to his right, looking for someone to throw to. He's got a man. That pass is complete to Jeffries. He's across the 35 to the 33-yard line for 12 yards and a West Brunswick first down.
Well, McDowell's a perfect 2 for 2 tonight through the air. He's got an accurate arm, Sam. I really like the progress and the improvement in Owen McDowell over the past now year and 8 games, I guess.
Some change?
Yeah, so this kid's just gotten better and better, and I'm pretty sure he's running the show out there. You see he's got guys moving around, he's calling audibles, he's doing a lot of things smart for West Brunswick.
That's an inside handoff to Dylan Jeffries, looking for running room, and he's got some. Looks like he is brought down at about the 25-yard line of Topsail. Picks up about 8 yards, so Jeffries with about 35 all-purpose yards on this drive alone, 12 yards receiving.
You know, Jeffrey's not a guy that you think about when you think about guys that put that shoulder down, right? At that time, he laid a pretty good lick on the Topsail defender, did Mr. Dylan Jeffries.
McDowell in the shotgun. Khalil Bland, the lone back to the right of McDowell. Jeffries in motion. They run the same play, try it to the right side, and that play is snuffed out and dropped by Topsail's number 51, Brock Dempsey. Great name, Brock Dempsey. Sounds like a defensive tackle name.
It sounds like a football player, Sam. Dempsey, 28 tackles coming into this game this evening. 4 tackles for a loss, and hey, guess what? Only a 10th grader, another one of those precocious sophomores that get a lot of playing time and making the most of it. Brock Dempsey, remember that name.
So West was in business with a 2nd and 2 from the Topsail 25, and now they've got a 3rd and 7 from the Topsail 30. Jeffries lost 5 yards. We have a flag on the field that is whistled against the Trojans. West had too many men in the huddle, so they went from 2nd and 2 to 3rd and 12 in a hurry after the loss of 5 and the penalty. 3rd and 12 for the Trojans from the Topsail 35.
And down in distance, that could eat you real quick, Sam. Quicker than you and I ate those steak subs tonight.
McDowell's got the snap, rolling to his right, looking for a receiver. He's going to take off. He lowers his head, and he takes a lick shy of the Topsail 30-yard line. Going to set up a 4th and long for West Brunswick.
Boy, I'll tell you what, like Owen took a pretty good lick to the head that time. His head appeared to really snap back when he got tackled going out of bounds, but he popped right back up. The ever-ready bunny, Mr. Owen McDowell.
4th and 8 from the Topsail 31.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Sam, but McDowell, heck of a baseball player, right?
Good middle infielder,
yep.
Sure is. Tough kid, good athlete. And West Brunswick has just used its final timeout of the first half with 9:58 left in the second quarter. West leads 7-0 over the Topsail Pirates here on homecoming night on your ATMC TV Game of the Week that is sponsored by the Grissettown and Longwood Fire and Rescue Haunted Trail. Can you survive the Grissettown Longwood Fire and Rescue Haunted Trail? You'll go in, but will you come out? The 9th annual Haunted Trail opens at 7 p.m. every Friday and Saturday of October and October 30th, and of course, Halloween night, October 31st, located at 758 Longwood Road in Ocean Isle Beach. For more information, call 287-3030 or visit grissettownfire.com.
You had the huckster over there yet?
Haven't spotted him yet.
Okay.
Haven't spotted him. But you know what Huck loves, Jay? The Doghouse Grill 2. His neighborhood hotspot, serving breakfast all day, plus delicious handmade burgers, deli sandwiches, gourmet Red Barn coffee, and dessert to satisfy his sweet tooth. The Doghouse Grill 2 on Beach Drive in Ocean Isle Beach. Right before this 4th and 8 play from the Topsail 31, Jeffries has got a low snap. He flings a Hail Mary pass toward Price. Price looked like he had a beat on the defensive back, but he couldn't gather his feet. The pass falls incomplete, and the Pirates will take over on downs from their own 31-yard line.
A little bit of trickery by the Trojans that time. Did not pan out the way they hoped, but take your shots when you got them, and they played awfully good defense the first couple of possessions tonight. Now, we were talking between quarters, Noah Laval, who is an outstanding runner. We had not seen him tonight, and now we're hearing some reports that he might be injured, maybe nicked up, so try to keep our eyes open. He's easy to find, number 2, because he's usually running.
Jacob Floyd looking for someone to throw to. He rifles the pass. It's batted down by number 10, Julian LeGrand. Nice play in the defensive backfield by LeGrand, who may be the smallest guy on the field right now, but made a nice break on that ball and knocks it away incomplete.
Good effort that time by LeGrand. He was all over the would-be Topsail receiver. The quarterback, Jacob Floyd.
West Brunswick has Floyd in their crosshairs, and they drop him behind the line of scrimmage for a sack. I think Floyd just lost a yard on the play. Jay, did you get an eye on who brought him down there?
They were all coming that time, Sam. It was just the big green monster. It was all over Jacob Floyd. And if Laval, in fact, is not going to be running the ball tonight, playing, that puts Topsail in a bad way. They don't have much offense when you take Laval off the field. Their next leading rusher is, in fact, the quarterback, Jacob Floyd, with 281 yards.
Topsail calls a timeout with 8 minutes, 56 seconds left before halftime on homecoming. The Trojans lead 7-0. And we'd like to thank ATMC for its sponsorship of the ATMC TV Game of the Week. Serving our community for more than 60 years, ATMC is your local provider for telephone, internet, digital cable, wireless, and home security. ATMC is a local company with local priorities. Contact them today at 755-8206 or check them out on the web at atmc.com. Jake, you've always spoken highly of ATMC, minus that Varnum guy.
Well, even including that Varnum guy.
Yeah, he's all right.
He's all
awfully
right.
Awfully good at what he does. Topsail facing a 3rd and 11. It's third and long situation in the first quarter and some change. Pass is complete from Floyd to the receiver. Topsail receiver making some guys miss there on the far sideline.
Kelton Olsen, number 11.
Yeah, number 11, Kelton Olsen. Jay, we did have a flag fly in there. It looked like almost before the receiver even caught the pass. So we're waiting on the call from the official. Maybe an illegal man downfield. I don't know. Waiting on the call from the white hat. If it's against West, it's going to be a first down for the Pirates and would be their second, 3rd and long conversion of the evening.
He was probably pretty close to picking up the first down on his own, Sam.
Kelly Williamson indicating that the penalty is going to be on the Topsail Pirates here, and both teams are heading back in that direction, so we'll see what the call is. Offensive pass interference on Topsail, so that penalty will be accepted, and that's going to set up a 3rd and a country mile for the Pirates.
Yeah, they have not, they being the Topsail Pirates, have not had much luck offensively this evening, and they finally do get a play, but wipe it off due to the offensive pass interference. Don't know whether Olsen pushed off. And, you know, I don't blame him if he did. He's 5'5", 125 pounds. They ought to let him push off, Sam. Just let him push off. That only makes it fair.
Jay, that's going to set up a 3rd and 25 for Topsail from its own 16-yard line. And, Jay, worth noting here, crucial for the Trojans to get a stop here. Not just a stop, but if you can hold them to minimal yardage, this Topsail team will be punting from near its own end zone and could set up West with excellent field position.
Yeah, their punter averages under 30 yards, so good chance for West to win that field position game on this down if they can hold them.
Screen pass by Topsail completed, but Russ Gore sniffs it out and brings down the ball carrier, number 3, Jonathan Ward, caught the pass, brought down for short yardage. There is a flag on the play. We'll wait on the call from the official.
I think this might go against West, yeah.
Oh, Jay, on 3rd and 25, West commits a roughing the passer penalty.
The quarterback, Jacob Floyd, just got blown up that time, Sam, and I think the officials thought that maybe they could have put him down a little more gingerly than was decided. So first down for Topsail on the roughing the quarterback penalty. They protect the quarterbacks at all leagues, ages, you know.
Not a judicious move by the Trojans on a 3rd and 25 play. That's Smith, the ball carrier. He rumbles up to the 40-yard line for a 6-yard gain on first down for Topsail.
Yeah, Josh Smith.
Number 32, Joshua Smith.
Pretty good-sized guy at 5'9", 220. Gave some solid running inside that time for Topsail. You don't want to let these guys get off the mat, Sam. West has had their way most of this first half.
Floyd hands it off again to Smith, looking for running room. Boy, Jay had very little that time as we got some extracurricular activity going on here on the near sideline. That's West Brunswick's Julian Legrand and a Topsail player whom I cannot identify because of their mustard yellow numbers. We'll say that was number 80, Harrison Wright there.
Well, that time the running back ran into the guy in the middle of that line that you don't want to run into. And that
Big Monty?
Big Monty, because he is the full Monty.
The count of Monty Stanley.
Yes, indeed.
3rd and 4 for Topsail. Smith's got running room across midfield to the 48-yard line for a Pirates first down.
I tell you, Josh Smith rumbling and stumbling his way out of the backfield that time. It looks like a pretty big load to bring down, and when you're 220 and 5'9", built close to the ground, like tackling a fire hydrant, Sam. But good effort that time by Smith. Good effort that time by the right side of the Topsail line. They are winning a little bit now in that all-important line of scrimmage. Boy, West is up in the box. Look at all the green shirts.
Another handoff to Smith. Breaks through the teeth of the West Brunswick defense and gets out to about the 40-yard line. He picks up 8, and Topsail finding some running room there.
Yeah, Russell Gore in on the stop that time, but a lot of defenders up within that box. 7, 8 guys, and if that runner can bust through that first wave, he's got some room to run. Smith doing a good job the last couple of possessions.
2nd and 2 from the West Brunswick 40-yard line. Smith gets another handoff straight up the middle. The Topsail offensive lineman trying to push him forward. Looks like he's going to pick up 2 and have enough for a Pirates first down.
You know, Topsail, their first 4 games of the year, averaged nearly 37 points a game. And their last 4 games that they played, which have all been losses,
average about 3 points a game.
They've
right?
scored 13 total points. So this is kind of the tale of 2 teams. The first half of the year, offensive juggernaut. The last half of the season so far, not so much. But on this particular drive, which kept going because of the roughing the quarterback penalty, they're looking pretty good. And
Smith is loose in the defensive backfield across the 25, dropped down at the 23 for a 15-yard gain.
I think Coach Wayne Inman, with Noah Lavelle not playing here this evening, at least in the first half, maybe found somebody else that can rush that football, and senior Joshua Smith. And credit the offense for Topsail making some adjustments, finding some open areas, some creases in that West Brunswick defense, and primarily Josh Smith leading the way.
Topsail with a 1st and 10 from the West 22. Jay, there he is. There's Lavelle, his first carry of the night, and he is dropped close to the line of scrimmage, maybe picked up 1 to the 21.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, if you're a West fan, you probably just as soon not see Lavelle play tonight.
But anybody but Smith right now, right?
Yeah, so, but if you're a high school football fan, you want to see these premier players play. So don't know what percentage of Noah Lavelle we're going to see here tonight. But he is a very valuable weapon if healthy.
And Jay, this Topsail drive is now taking up more than 5 minutes of game clock. Started with 9:51 in the second quarter. Now we're at 4.5 minutes left. Floyd hands off to Lavelle, who makes a jump cut. A really nice play by big 77 Monty Stanley. Wraps him up, tosses him to the turf at about the 20 or 21-yard line. Going to bring up a 3rd and long for the Pirates.
Big guy showing some pretty nice lateral quickness that time, and being able to stay up with the speedy Noah Lavelle. So good play by double sevens. Monty Stanley sets up a 3rd and a fairly long situation for the Pirates.
3rd and 9 from the West Brunswick 21. 3 minutes 50 seconds left here in the first half. West leads Topsail 7-0 on your ATMC TV Game of the Week. Homecoming here at M.H. Rourke Stadium. Topsail with the inside handoff. Russ Gore makes a big tackle, maybe a first down saving tackle at about the 16-yard line.
It's Kelton Olson, not big but quick, had some room. Russ Gore, so sure-handed. What a real good football player is Russell Gore, and as good as he is on the field, Sam, he just might be even better in the classroom.
I think it's safe to say, as good a football player he is, he's better in the classroom, and that's saying something.
Hey, he's the kind of kid you want your daughter to bring home, that's for sure.
4th and 4 from the West Brunswick 16. 3 minutes left here in the second quarter, and Topsail gets West Brunswick to jump off sides, and the Pirates will get an automatic first down inside the West Brunswick 15-yard line.
Credit Jacob Floyd, the senior quarterback for Topsail. I said in the pregame that, you know, he and McDowell remind me of each other, about the same size, both of them. You know, good throwers, good runners, leaders. They manage the football team well, and that time Floyd showing some pretty good football IQ by drawing the Trojans offside, picking up the all-important first down.
Jay, 2 just critical penalties committed on this drive by West Brunswick. First, the roughing the passer on a 3rd and 25 screen play on the other end, and now you jump off sides on a 4th and 4. But the Trojans were trying to overcome that with their heels against their own goal line. 1st and 10 from the West 11 for the Topsail Pirates.
Maybe just gave it right back.
Flag on the play.
Gave the... Oh, it's going to be offsides on West Brunswick. Looked like it would initially be called against the Topsail Pirates, but that's going to be offside on West Brunswick, and a free 10 yards here for Topsail, as they'll be around the 5 or 6 yard line of the Trojans.
Sam, listen, I can't take credit for this, but most football games are lost, not won. They're lost because of mistakes. And mistakes can take the shape and form of lots of different things, but one of those things are penalties. And it is just hard to win games if you're going to shoot yourself in the foot. West is doing it on this possession.
Joshua Smith gets the carry. Boy, he's met in the backfield by big 44, Russ Gore. Who's that on the bottom there? Looks like little number 10. Julian LeGrand was in on that tackle with Big Russ. Big tackle by Russ Gore from his middle linebacker spot.
Don't forget 64, Casey Holler. And involved that time too. But yeah, Russell Gore first to stop. So sets up a 2nd down.
2nd and 6. From the 7 yard line of West Brunswick. Topsail can still get a first down without scoring. It's a 2nd and 6 from the West Brunswick 7 yard line. Less than a minute 45 seconds left here in the second quarter. Topsail in the I formation. Floyd fakes the handoff, looks for a receiver. Pass is intended for number 3, Jonathan Ward, but it falls to the turf, incomplete, to set up a 3rd and 6 from the West 7 yard line.
Yeah, pretty good defense that time by West Brunswick. It looked like LeGrand was back there, and 21 Claraday, who is pretty much all over the field defensively. So sets up 3rd down for Jacob Floyd and the Pirates. Let's see what Coach Wayne Inman dials up on this play.
Jay, interesting to note, as Topsail got down by the goal line, it's Smith in at running back, not Laval.
I think he's nicked up, Sam.
And that handoff goes to Smith. He's got a lot of running room. He gets down close to the end zone, and he's across the goal line for a Topsail touchdown. So with 1:27 left before halftime, Topsail cuts into the West Brunswick lead, and it's 7-6. 1:27 left before halftime on your ATMC TV Game of the Week.
I'll tell you what, Smith's a tough runner. At least he has been on this possession in the second quarter, and gets his team within a point after to tie this game at 7.
Lopez in for the extra point attempt. Boy, I don't know how West Brunswick didn't block it, but the kick goes through. LeGrand very nearly blocked the extra point. Instead, it is a tie game.
High School Trojans 7, Topsail Pirates 7.
West Brunswick 7, Topsail 7. Gives us a chance to thank Strand Termite and Pest Control for his sponsorship of tonight's game. Locally owned and operated, Strand Termite and Pest Control Company has been serving the Carolinas for more than 45 years. It provides comprehensive pest control services to ensure the safety and health of your residence or workplace. Using integrated pest management techniques and new science, it proudly offers you today's most effective treatments. Enjoy fast and friendly service along with affordable prices from our company. Brand new ball game partner.
Brand new game. Yeah, West was very close that time to blocking that point after. This kid Lopez, 19, make that 20 for 23 on points after, and 3 for 5 with field goals. So something to remember as this game advances. Close game, special teams make a difference, and Lopez a good kicker for Topsail, and Hunter Yount's doing a pretty good job kicking for West this year.
Deep kickoff by Lopez drives Jones Bay back, and he's going to have to return it, Jay. He hesitated there, and now he's got some running room around the right side, looking to cut it up the field. Eventually, he's brought down at about the 24-yard line, so a whole lot of running for about average starting field position, but it was entertaining nonetheless.
Got a guy down hurt for Topsail, but he had Jones Bay that time really wasn't quite sure. He wanted to return that ball, but it was on the spot on the field where he needed to, so did a pretty good job of getting the ball out to around, call it the 25. Yeah, Jalen Jones Bay. He's had a pretty good year, Sam. 3 INTs, 3 fumble recoveries, one last week for a 35-yard touchdown. Jones Bay, senior, kind of the ball hawk, as you were calling him, and he's done a good job for West this year.
Yeah, Jay, I think if you're to have a defensive MVP discussion for this West Brunswick team, you got, well, a handful of guys who could really, merit consideration, but Jones Bay, Russ Gore, Jakari Bethel, all in that mix. Jones Bay, one of the best playmakers on this West Brunswick D.
And this is a defense that's given up 29 points a game, right? But they've got some they've got some real solid players.
McDowell fakes the pitch and keeps it himself. A nice move there by McDowell. He picks up 5 yards on the option keeper.
51 Brock Dempsey in on that stop as well, but McDowell, I'm telling you, tough, as you mentioned, Sam, and I couldn't agree with you more. Tough kid. He takes some licks out there.
Jay, if you're West Brunswick with the clock under 50 seconds, are you trying to move the ball down the field and get points here? Or there's a lot of time ticking off.
You want to move the ball, but you sure want to protect it.
And remember, no timeouts for West Brunswick.
Exactly.
The only way they can stop the clock is with an incomplete pass or a deep ball. McDowell lost a deep pass to Jeffries, and it goes barely over his fingertips. Almost a big connection from McDowell to Dylan Jeffries. 29 seconds left in the first half. West will have a 3rd and 5 from its own 30-yard line.
Yeah, that was, another one of those, it's not rotation, it's location. And McDowell kind of had the ball in the area where Jeffries was trying to make the adjustment. Just couldn't get his feet set under him and get good balance to go up and grab that ball, but no harm, no foul. 3rd down, West retains possession.
West is going to run the option again. McDowell looking for running room. Oh, he's brought down just shy of the first down marker. He picks up 4 yards. The clock is ticking under 16 seconds left here in the first half. And I think Topsail is going to call. Topsail is going to call a timeout to stop the clock with 12 seconds left here in the first half from M.H. Rourke Stadium on homecoming night in Charlotte. The game is knotted up at 7 apiece. Jay, each team with a really long scoring drive. West with about a 6-minute scoring drive to start the game. Topsail answers in the second quarter with a scoring drive that took about 8 minutes off the game clock. And it looks more and more like we're going to head into intermission tied at 7.
Well, Topsail in their drive, the big difference was the beneficiaries of a couple of West Brunswick penalties that allowed that drive to continue. Other than that, it's been a fairly, the scoreboard reflects a tie game, and it's been pretty well played throughout the first half here tonight.
Jay, what do you do here if you're West Brunswick on this 4th and 1 play? There's still 14 seconds left, so if you're West and you go for it and don't get it, Topsail may have a couple shots to add some points here at the end of the first half.
Well, they'd have to do it quickly, and I think I would just want to try to either get 14 seconds off the clock or turn the ball over, or kick the ball. I mean, not a turnover. Of course, I'm old. conservative. I don't want to take any chances here, but
Yeah, Jay, I'm with you. If you just get 7 yards deep and punt it away, that's going to take most of the time that's left on the game clock off. Topsail at best would have some kind of Hail Mary attempt.
yeah, they're just afraid, I think, that, you know, you can block the kick. Or
A lot can go wrong on a punt.
fumble the snap or whatever. So now if Topsail doesn't have any timeouts left, that's not going to help me.
West is going to go for it. Jakari Bethel is fighting for the yardage. He's going to get it. Bethel wrestles his way across the 35 to about the 38-yard line and picks up 4 yards for a West Brunswick first down.
It stops the clock because it's a first down, and West can get out over the ball, and now maybe you take a shot at a Hail Mary. He's got 3 receivers out to the left, 2 out to the right, so maybe Owen's going to go ahead and take a shot.
Less than 10 seconds left in the first half. That's a slant pass intended for Noah Johnson. It falls incomplete, and Johnson took an awkward hit at the end of that play, Jay.
Yeah, the ball
but it was good to see him get up quickly.
Yeah, ball was a little low. He was bent over trying to come up with the grab and took a pretty good hit. He's okay. Then some good sportsmanship there between Johnson and number 20, Jose Orellana.
Jay, if you're West, that may have been the best thing that could have happened, because if Johnson called it and went down, they don't have a timeout to stop the clock. That would have been the end of the first half. We'll see if West takes a shot here. McDowell rolls to his left. He fires a deep pass down the middle of the field, and Topsail picks it off. But a really good play by number 6, Jalen Jones-Bay, to tackle the Topsail defender who came up with the interception. And that will end the first half from M.H. Rourke Stadium in Charlotte on your ATMC TV Game of the Week. West Brunswick 7, Topsail 7. We'll be back for the second half.
Now halftime.
The administrators and the teachers, everybody, all the stakeholders were a lot more interested in doing more STEM. And so it seemed like a good time to apply for an ATMC grant and get more iPads in the classroom, here for the art classroom and the music classroom. And it's been a big hit since we've got them.
Well, these projects in music, what we did was use the program GarageBand in order for students to create their own original music that paired along with the project they did in art class. Their goal was to create music that represented the same core value they created visually in Minecraft.
Minecraft is where you could place blocks wherever you would like, and you could just let your imagination flow through, and you could almost create anything you would like. My teammate was Lydia, and we worked together, and we came up with the idea of a bouquet.
In art class, we created an American flag and a duck to represent the value of honesty. In music, we use GarageBand to create music to show that same value.
You know, with this new creativity, they're able to create their own ideas and work in new ways, which are going to solve the problems that we're having today in the 21st century.
One of the great things about Brunswick County is we have a lot of STEM industries here in our community. We have the power plant, we have Corning over in Wilmington, and ATMC is a big employer here in the county, and they're part of our community. So it's really great that they're able to facilitate our schools having more technology by doing grant funding.
It's so impressive and it's so amazing that they're willing to invest their money into the lives of these students that we have here at Bolivia. Because a lot of these students may not have the ability to do this stuff on their own, and because of ATMC, these kids are getting opportunities to learn in new ways in the evolving world with the new technology that's coming out.
Hey, Sandman, it's Jay.
Hey, partner.
Didn't you tell me you know a guy that's got some heavy equipment? I need a load of dirt.
Don't worry, man. I got you.
Sam, this isn't what I had in mind.
He'll be done any time now.
I knew we should have called J.P. Russ & Son.
Serving Brunswick County since 1947, J.P. Russ & Son has become the local leader in all your heavy equipment needs. We also haul any material, even rock. Give J.P. Russ & Son a call today.
Bugs have to live somewhere. Make sure it's not your house. Strand Termite and Pest Control is ready to help you with your pest control needs. Whatever the bug, whatever the problem. From that pesky roach, ants, bed bugs, or termites damaging your house, Strand Termite and Pest Control has been helping families with their pest problems for 45 years. We can also encapsulate your crawl space to stop moisture and bugs in their tracks. We're proudly family-owned and operated and have 2 locations to serve you. Don't let bugs bug you. Call for a free estimate or visit us online.
ATMC TV's Game of the Week is brought to you by J.P. Russ & Son Grading and Clearing, Community Finance of South Carolina, Grissettown Longwood Fire and Rescue's Haunted Trail, The Doghouse Grill 2, Strand Termite and Pest Control, the Brunswick Beacon, and ATMC.
And we are back for the second half, the homecoming game from Inmate Troy Stadium on your ATMC TV Game of the Week. Jay, there's a little nip in the air now.
It's cool, Sam, and an awesome halftime ceremonies with the homecoming king and queen and court. A lot of fun and festivities on homecoming.
Topsail return man number Colby Emmerts out to about the 40-yard line where they will take over 1st and 10 to start the third quarter.
You remember your homecoming, Sam?
Well, I wasn't on the court, but I remember the homecoming.
Well, you should have been, and Maggie too.
You want to know what contest I won my junior and senior year?
I'm very interested.
The Sexy Legs contest.
Yikes.
And that's no joke.
Why didn't I
know
know that?
True story.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, you can ask Miss Tammy Munns because her daughter was the female winner. Josh Smith across the 45 to the 46 for 6 yards on first down.
I tell you what, you talk about some sexy legs. Joshua Smith is showing some tonight, isn't he? In place of the leading rusher in the conference, Noah Laval, but Joshua Smith is doing an outstanding job of running the ball, and I think it was his play in the second quarter that sort of rejuvenated Topsail and got him back into this game at a 7-7 tie.
Smith looking for more running room there around the left side, but he is dropped after a gain of 1 and a critical 3rd and 3 from the Topsail 47 coming up.
Big guy Jakari Bethel in on the tackle that time. Jakari, number 3 in the conference in tackles with 78. 7 tackles for a loss, 4 sacks. He's rushed for 6 touchdowns. I don't know how many yards on the ground that kid's gained this year, but needless to say, 300-400, Sam, at least, you know, and 73 last week against New Hanover. Had a good first half here tonight.
And leads the team in rushing touchdowns. Floyd fakes. Oh, it's picked off by Jalen Jones-Bay. Jones-Bay's got running room, Jay. Cuts it back across the 40. Across the 30, still on his feet. He's got running room, still on his feet. Cuts inside. Touchdown, West Brunswick. Jalen Jones-Bay. What a nifty return by number 6, Jalen Jones-Bay, and the Trojans lead 13-7.
His fourth interception of the year, and this one all the way for the pick 6. But let me tell you, he'd be the first one to tell you to give some credit to number 32. I believe it was Tyler Tate who leveled the quarterback and allowed Jones-Bay to come up with the interception. Let's see if Hunter Younts can kick the point after.
Boy, Jay, I thought for sure that was about 5 different times Jones-Bay was going to get knocked out of bounds, and he just kept making moves, hurdled a defender, cut inside about the 7, and scored to put the Trojans on top. Boy, Younts almost kicked that ball before it was down on the tee. He may have. The PAT is no good. And that's a tough blow for West Brunswick there after getting all the momentum. But nevertheless, a 13-7 lead for West Brunswick on homecoming night. 10-19 left in the third quarter. You want action? We got action on your ATMC TV Game of the Week.
Sam, how far did you have Jones-Bay on that return? 56?
56 yards. He picked it off at the 44-yard line and housed it from 56 yards away.
And I like your comments about his balance and his return, and he was very patient You know, a lot of times when a situation like that occurs, you're trying to do so many things at once. But Jalen really was under control, used his blockers, showed good balance, and was able to get into the end zone and give the Trojans a quick 13-7 lead here with 10:19 to go in the third quarter at West Brunswick Stadium.
With the kickoff, it's a low squib kick, still bouncing around back there, fielded at the 20-yard line. Topsail return man still on his feet across the 35, down at the 37-yard line. Jay, tough blow for this West Brunswick defense in this second half. We have been told West Brunswick's senior defensive leader, number 61, Tim Sellers, is out of this game. He will not return with concussion-like symptoms.
Oh, that's a shame.
On his homecoming night. You hate it for that kid.
I mean, obviously, the medical injury is bad and worse than anything else, but his presence on the field, his leadership, and his ability will be missed here in the second half, so somebody's going to have to step up.
Floyd pitches it out to the left to Smith, and Russ Gore meets him at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a yard on the play from Smith to the 38.
Gore had some help from Hunter Nickel, who is another young hitter on this West Brunswick defensive unit. Yeah, but Timmy Sellers does a lot of things out on that field, both offensively and defensively, and especially he's quick, he's strong, he's very aggressive, and he's a leader. Kids play off of his emotion out there. He'll be missed here in the second half. Let's much more importantly hope he's going to be okay.
Floyd hands that one to Smith up the middle, and West Brunswick with another stout defensive front stops him for no gain at the 38-yard line.
Casey Holler, 64, stepping up that time and making a good play on the interior. So third long for Jacob Floyd and the Topsail Pirates. Floyd hasn't thrown that many passes here this evening, and those that he has thrown have not been too successful.
Jay, does an interception return like that, it seems like that would juice up your sideline a little bit. Is that be accurate?
I think it's got everybody juiced up here, Sam.
Oh, a pass from Floyd down the seam to an open receiver. Ball's on the ground, but he's ruled down. That was Topsail's number 80, Harrison Wright, who came up with the interception on the last play of the first half, comes up with a big catch there all the way to the West Brunswick 30-yard line.
Floyd was accurate on that throw, and a nice catch by Harrison Wright. 8 catches on the year, now make it 9, and a really hard hit by Khalil Bland, and that ball was close to being a fumble.
32 yards on the completion from Floyd to Wright. Topsail's most explosive play of the night offensively, and the Pirates are in business. Boy, West Brunswick stopped there, Jay, like they wanted the play to be blown dead for a false start. But it is, the play stands, and it looks like that was Smith on the carry for, we'll give him a yard to the 29.
That whole play looked like it was in slow motion or something, didn't it? Both sides sort of out of sync. Smith picks up a yard.
That was Casey Holler again on the tackle. He's playing a nice game defensively tonight for West Brunswick.
You know, with Sellers out, Holler's going to have to be one of those guys that steps up.
Topsail in the shotgun formation. Floyd gets the snap. The screen is set up. It's picked up. Marty Stanley with the interception. Marty still on his feet. Down at the 49-yard line. Big Marty Stanley.
Now this is what.
Look at this. Marty Stanley with the first interception of his life. I guarantee it.
And that's what high school football is all about. Monty was in the court tonight at halftime, and boy, he just got a big crown, a big jewel in his crown by coming up with the INT.
And Jay, that was an 18-yard return.
You took the words out of my mouth. He looked like he was rumbling and stumbling up the field, the big guy.
Wow, highlight of the year right there as 350-pound Monty Stanley comes up with the interception, and another big Trojan carrying the ball here. Boy, Bethel is slung down at the 49-yard line.
That's Clayton.
Maybe a yard there on the play.
Yeah, Brandon Clayton, 6'3", 235 junior.
Almost at midfield.
And it takes that kind of big guy to bring down the Jacari Bethel that way.
Boy, Jay, how much fun has this second half been?
Well, 2 interceptions and 2 possessions, and one for a 6 and one for the highlight of the year with the big guy, Monty Stanley. I think the field tipped. It did. It went down.
Oh, the ball's on the ground. Bethel does a nice job. Jay still on his feet. Bethel looking for running room.
He's got a chance.
Tulsa still got it.
He's got
Bethel's
a chance.
gone. Bethel's across the 30, across the 20. Drop down and a flag on the end of it. What a turn of events there. West Brunswick nearly fumbles it. Bethel reverses course and runs for about 30 yards down the left sideline. Jay, you got to take over. I'm about gassed here.
Well, let's see what the official calls.
Little horse collar.
Yeah, close to the face mask, the horse collar. I think going to add a few more yards on the Jacari's run, but you're right, Sammy. Picked up the loose ball, and then with the defenders all over, on the other side of the field, was able to turn and come back to his left. And once he got to the edge, it was just a matter of how far he could go before they caught him, and turns out he went a long way.
And it is a face mask penalty on the Topsail defense, and I believe West Brunswick is going to have a first and goal from the 9-yard line of Topsail.
Well, you talk about 3 breaks in a row for West, the pick 6, the Stanley interception, a fumble that bounced right back to Bethel, who then made chicken soup out of chicken feathers. And now the ball inside the 10.
First and goal at the 9.
West with a chance now to really put some distance on this lead. Remember, Sam, as you talked about early on, this isn't just any old game here tonight.
Major playoff implications.
This could go a long way towards deciding who that second 3A team will be in the States this year coming out of the Mid-Eastern Conference.
Cason Medford, his first carry of the night, and boy, he pulls over some defenders down to the 2-yard line, 7 yards on the run from number 9, Cason Medford.
Yeah, he's got to be fresh as a daisy. He hasn't ran the ball all night long, and
number 9
put in the big guy, Cason Medford, 5'9", $180. And you talk about hard hitting, you look in the dictionary, you might very well see Medford's picture.
And Bethel's got to be tired after reversing field and running 33 yards down the sideline. Handoff to Medford around the right side. Stuffed at the goal line. But not before a West Brunswick touchdown. Medford crosses the plane with 6:06 left in the third quarter. West Brunswick has extended its lead, and the Trojans lead 19-7 on homecoming night over the Topsail Pirates.
A good blocking on the right side of the line there, and Cason Medford, a hard runner. Didn't need a big hole. Had enough to get into the end zone, and now Hunter Younts, unless West decides maybe to go for 2 here, Sam, since they missed that last point after.
Yeah, Jay, trying to make up for the lost point after attempt following Jones' base touchdown. West Brunswick's going to go for 2. Owen McDowell asked for the ball on the left hash. West Brunswick, a man shy. Khalil Bland runs onto the field out to his wide receiver position in the slot.
Likes to roll right.
He does roll right. He's got Jones Bay open. Jones Bay with the catch across the goal line. 2-point conversion is good. And just like that, West Brunswick 21, Topsail 7. Nice design on that 2-point play.
Jones Bay for the reception. And with that, with 6 minutes and 6 seconds to go.
Very, very nice 2-point conversion that time by Owen McDowell and Jalen Jones Bay, all set up by the big, long run by Jacari Bethel. And before that, on Monty Stanley's interception, 21-7, I'm sorry. 6:06 to go in the third quarter.
We'd like to thank Strand Termite and Pest Control for its sponsorship. Locally owned and operated, it's been serving the Carolinas for more than 45 years. It provides comprehensive pest control services to ensure the safety and health of your residence or workplace. Using integrated pest management techniques and new science, it proudly offers you today's most effective treatments. Enjoy fast and friendly service along with affordable prices from our company.
Well, folks are excited now, Sam Hickman, as the home teams come up with 2 touchdowns in 6 minutes here in the third quarter.
Younce angles that kick toward the right side, fielded at the 24. Nice return by Topsail across the 35. Return man down at the 37-yard line. That was 34 on the return. Mr. Noah Gaither, the linebacker, 6'2", 215, nice-sized kid returning a kickoff. And Topsail's going to have 1st and 10 at its own 38.
So the last 2 Topsail possessions have resulted in interceptions by the West Brunswick defense. Jones Bay for the 56-yard return for score, and Monty Stanley, 17 yards, set up Bethel's long run, which resulted eventually in the 2-yard TD run by Medford.
Oh, they wanted to pitch that ball to the left, and it was totally snuffed out. And big number 68 for West Brunswick, Xavier McCray comes up with the big stop there on defense and tackles the defender well behind the line of scrimmage all the way back at the 33, a loss of 5 yards.
Well, I think you're absolutely right. I think quarterback Jacob Floyd wanted to pitch the ball to his right. One of the West defensive players just flashed in there so quick that
I think it was going to get picked off, Jay.
That would have been the third pickoff in a row, yeah. West is really, really playing aggressive defensively right now.
Swing pass complete, but a nice hit there on the far side by none other than number 44, Russ Gore. Number 23, Noah Johnson in on that tackle. Maybe a gain of 1 from Floyd to Smith, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and 14.
Now 68, I think they said, was Xavier McCray. And I'm wondering, is he related to Javian McCray?
Cousin.
Who is hurt and not playing here tonight. Cousin, we're told.
3rd and 14 for the Pirates. Floyd drops back, looks for someone to throw to. He's got nobody, and that's big. Casey Holler in on the sack, the 30-yard line. Big Monty also in on that play, got in on that sack action. Big stop by the Trojans on 3rd down, and that's more than likely going to bring on the Topsail punting team.
You know, he's doing a pretty good job, too, and I believe it's 30. We have 2 32s on the roster, but I'm pretty sure for West it's Tyler Tate. He was the one that kind of jammed that pitch to the right, and he was the one that was applying pressure again from his left linebacker position and really forced Floyd to have to eat the ball. So good effort again defensively for West.
Low punt by Lopez takes a Topsail bounce, still rolling all the way down to the 26-yard line of West Brunswick. We have 3 minutes and 44 seconds left here in the third quarter of your homecoming game. West Brunswick has seized control in the third quarter with a defensive touchdown from Jalen Jones Bay, a 56-yard interception return for a touchdown. Very next possession, big Monty Stanley comes up with a pick, returns it 18 yards near midfield. Jakari Bethel carries 32 yards, puts the Trojans in business. Medford punches it in from 2 yards away, and just like that, 21-7, the Trojans are in control.
Yeah, they are very much in control thanks to the principally the defense and certainly Bethel's long run.
Oh, a busted play, Jay. McDowell wanted to hand that ball to Jeffries. He still gets positive yardage as he's chased out of bounds on the far sideline.
Yeah, I'm not sure that that was the way the play was designed. I think you're right, Sam. Busted play, and it looked like Dylan Jeffries decided not to take that handoff and let Owen McDowell make some yards, which he did. Picked up about 3.
We'll give him 3 yards to the 30.
Good crowd here this evening. Homecoming night, homecoming week. A lot of activities at the school throughout the week.
Big parade today after school and a tailgate. Had a pep rally the school today at about 1 o'clock. Oh, that handoff goes to Bethel up the middle, and he's got very little running room. I think he picks up 2 out to the 32-yard line. It's going to set up a 3rd and 5 from the 32.
Now, Sam, correct me if I'm wrong, which I often am, but the principal here at West Brunswick, this is first year?
First year.
Rhonda Benton?
Rhonda Benton.
And she went here.
She's an alum.
How
That's
about
right.
that? Well, it don't get no better than that.
And she has really made it a point and done a wonderful job of, trying to reinstill a little school pride. And I mean, you could tell during the homecoming celebration at halftime, these kids are happy to be at this place, and they should be.
And they should be, yeah. And they're just doing a great job.
McDowell rolls out to his left. He's got an open receiver. That pass is complete. Guess who? Jalen Jones-Bay near the 40-yard line. West Brunswick first down.
Nice, smart, controlled passing attack when West elects to keep it short and simple. McDowell does a real good job.
Real quick for the class of 1997. Your reunion is tomorrow.
A lot of good athletes on this West team, and Jones Bay, just another one, offensively, defensively.
And Sheena Lancaster Long.
McDowell's going to take that one himself. He's all the way across midfield, still on his feet. Drop down at the 48-yard line of Topsail for a 13-yard gain and a West Brunswick first down.
Well, I just got finished saying a lot of good athletes on this West Brunswick team, and you see one of the real good ones there, and quarterback on McDowell. Nothing fancy that time, just a little ball fake, put it back, kept the ball, and picks up a first down. You can do that all night long. Live very well.
McDowell carries it again across the 45, lowers his shoulder and gets to the 41-yard line, so the Trojans picking up chunks of yardage here as McDowell's carried for 13 yards and 7 on consecutive plays here in the third quarter.
Tyler Long that time pulling from his guard position, helped attract just enough blockers in the area to allow Owen McDowell to pick up 5 or 6 yards. And you're right, Sam, when chunks, that's the word you hear a lot now by the real analysts, right? When you're watching the games, they talk about the big plays and getting chunks of yards, and I think they're probably right. Football is oftentimes a big play game, and certainly West has had a couple of big plays here tonight.
You know who else makes big plays?
Tell me about it.
ATMC.
As they do.
Been making big plays since more than 60 years. ATMC is your local provider for telephone, internet, digital cable, wireless, and home security. ATMC is a local company with local priorities. Contact them today at 755-8206 or check them out on the web at atmc.com.
Mike Stanley over there, man in the fort. Class of 1931.
Jay, what is it? Was it best halftime speech ever by Kelly Williamson or what? Boy, the Trojans have looked fantastic in this third quarter.
You know what I think it was? I think they had 4 kids that were part of the seniors that were part of the court.
Maybe so.
Out there with some pretty girls and got them all ready to play here in the second half.
McDowell lost a deep pass to Jeffries. He's got him across the goal line. Touchdown, 42 yards from Owen McDowell to Dylan Jeffries. And West Brunswick is putting his foot down in the third quarter. West Brunswick 27, Topsail 7. Jay, nice strike.
How far, Sam? How far was that one?
42 yards.
Well, okay, so I stand corrected. I just got finished saying how well McDowell throws those short passes. Now I got to say, hey, Owen, that's a real nice long ball that time.
Beautiful pass.
The ball fake, just put it up perfectly, and what a great pass. Good protection by the offensive line, and Jeffries with the catch.
Hunter Yount's extra point attempt is up and good. His second made PAT of the evening, and with 1:54 left in the third quarter, West Brunswick 28, Topsail 7.
Well, let me tell you, West Brunswick has blown open a pretty close game here. You know, 7-7 at the half with 3 straight scores here in the third quarter, and highlighted by lots of big plays, and certainly included in them is a 42-yard touchdown pass from Owen McDowell to Lynn Jeffries.
The Doghouse Grill 2 is your neighborhood hotspot, serving breakfast all day, plus delicious handmade burgers, deli sandwiches, gourmet Red Barn coffee, and dessert to satisfy your sweet tooth. Open 7 days a week for breakfast and lunch. The Doghouse Grill 2 on Beach Drive in Ocean Isle Beach.
Well, for a game with some 3A playoff implications, Sam, I'd say so far, West Brunswick's made a pretty good statement that they want to keep on playing when this season's over in the regular season. A lot of football left here tonight, 1:54 to go in the third quarter.
Short hop fielded cleanly by the Topsail return man, and he's dropped down at the 33-yard line. 1:45 left here in the third quarter. West Brunswick leads 28-7.
Look like Khalil Bland and TJ Cinto down on special teams kick coverage for Kelly Williamson's Trojans. Where the defensive unit has really played lights out here in the third quarter. Let's see if they can keep it going with 1:45 to go.
2 takeaways in this third quarter for West Brunswick defense. Jalen Jones-Bay and Monty Stanley, both seniors, has each come up with the interception here in the second half.
And nice to do that on senior night, right? Or not senior night, but homecoming.
Jay, I'm not sure what just happened there, but Topsail's number 15 got the snap. That was Hayden Walsh. Looked like he was trying to find a man deep, but he was sacked by West Brunswick for a loss of 4 yards to the 30.
Yeah, Tate in on the stop that time, but yeah, that I don't know if that was a trick play or, but I think for sure Walsh was tricked on it, and he got tricked on the takedown by Tate.
Heather Smith, class of 93. Timmy Smith, class of 91.
Jay, in this game, things can unravel quickly.
Well, you know, Topsail, I think, has made a pretty game effort, at least the first half, but you take out your leading ball carrier, although Josh Smith has done a good job tonight for Laval, but
and there he is again. Oh, Smith was one broken tackle away from getting a big gain there, but he picks up 5 yards out to the 35-yard line.
Yeah, good stop.
It's going to be a 3rd and 9.
Jakari Bethel that time, because I think you're right. If Smith had gotten by Bethel, he might still be running.
West Brunswick's got him. That's Casey Holler and Xavier McCray. And Jay, about the most emotion I've ever seen from Casey Holler, with a big sack, pushes the Topsail offense back deep in their own territory.
Sam talked about Sellers going out of the game and who was going to step up. I'd say Casey Holler had about as good of the third quarter as he's played all year long.
With 12 minutes of game action left after 3 quarters on homecoming night in MH Rourke Stadium on your ATMC TV Game of the Week, it's West Brunswick 28, Topsail 7.
Hey Sam, man, it's Jay.
Hey partner.
Didn't you tell me you know a guy that's got some heavy equipment? I need a load of dirt.
Don't worry, man. I got you.
Sam, this isn't what I had in mind.
He'll be done any time now.
I knew we should have called J.P. Russ & Son.
Serving Brunswick County since 1947, J.P. Russ & Son has become the local leader in all your heavy equipment needs. We also haul any material, even rock. Give J.P. Russ & Son a call today.
Ho, ho, ho! It's time for the 7th Annual Holiday Happenings Christmas Show. Start your holiday season early and come by on Saturday, November 11th at Charlotte Middle School. Feel the Christmas spirit as you stroll the menu and enjoy entertainment by the West Brunswick Show Choir, yummy food, fantastic gifts, holiday decor, and free pictures with Santa. the 7th Annual Holiday Happenings Christmas Show, hosted by the Brunswick Beacon and presented by these great local sponsors.
ATMC Security is changing the way you connect with your home, making it safer, smarter, and more efficient. Now you can manage your home wherever you are with a single app. Lights, locks, thermostats, 24-hour security monitoring, and more, which means you always come back to a safe, comfortable home. Monitoring services start as low as $17.95 per month. Make your home a smart home with ATMC Security.
Bugs have to live somewhere. Make sure it's not your house. Strand Termite and Pest Control is ready to help you with your pest control needs. Whatever the bug, whatever the problem. From that pesky roach, ants, bed bugs, or termites damaging your house, Strand Termite and Pest Control has been helping families with their pest problems for 45 years. We can also encapsulate your crawl space to stop moisture and bugs in their tracks. We're proudly family-owned and operated and have 2 locations to serve you. Don't let bugs bug you. Call for a free estimate or visit us online.
I'm begging you, stop.
We are back from the YMCA. Oh, excuse me, M.H. Rourke Stadium in Charlotte.
Folks, if you could only see him up here dancing the YMCA.
This is my jam, Jay.
Oh, my word.
4th and 17 from the Topsail, 27-yard line. Lopez back in to punt.
What's the name of them? What is it, the People Eaters, or what do they call them that sing the YMCA?
The Village People.
Oh, the Village People. I knew it was people something.
The Village People Eaters.
Okay.
Playing a classic. Lopez handles the bobbled snap, almost punt, and then he kicks a perfect spiral. That's Clariday tries to catch it on the run, muffs it, but alertly dives on his own fumble, and West will have 1st and 10 at its own 37-yard line.
Yeah, pretty good recovery that time by DeAndre, the young sophomore, who, folks, if you're a West Brunswick fan, get used to him. A lot of nice things happening from that young man over the next few years.
West Brunswick with a 1st and 10 from its own 37-yard line, up by 21 points over Topsail on homecoming night. McDowell in the shotgun, gets the snap, hands it off to Medford. Medford with a jump cut across the 40, brought down at the 42 or 43 for about a pickup of 5 yards on the play.
Well, I think Coach Williamson would be real happy now if West Brunswick could just go on a long, sustained, controlled drive and move the ball downfield, take time off the clock, and if they can add another score to the 21-point advantage they have, that's great.
Another handoff to Medford. Boy, Jay jumped the defender there at the line of scrimmage, and he's brought down at the 50-yard line. Medford picks up 8 and a West Brunswick first down.
Jumpy Kaysen Medford.
Kaysen Kangaroo Medford.
Absolutely. Kidding me for saying, you know, he didn't really, I don't think he touched the ball in the first half, so he's well rested and can do some damage. Folks, he's dancing again. We got to turn the camera on. He's got to get on. Who is this singing now? Do we know?
I have no idea.
B-52s. Aaron and Nathan are all over the music, man.
Medford takes the handoff, jump cut at the line, still on his feet, brought down at the 47-yard line of Topsail for a 3-yard gain.
The B-52s? There's a band called the B-52s?
Medford on the carry again for the
That's the Love Shack?
Brings out about a 2nd and 7.
See, when you get these big leads, you get an opportunity to fill, Sam, and you know, B-52's Love Shack, the Village Eaters or whatever that was.
McDowell keeps that one, and it's to about the 46-yard line, picks up a yard, and it's going to be a 3rd and 6 for the Trojans.
Again, a pretty good, solid, sustained drive by West. Now they got a 3rd and 6 situation here, but probably the way they're playing, they're in 4-down territory, Sam Hickman.
Jay, haven't seen much of the option attack from this West Brunswick offense until tonight. They've utilized it a lot tonight. Had a big game by Noah Johnson on the first drive and have stuck with that option plan throughout the evening.
And you got a smart quarterback to do it.
McDowell rolls out looking for a receiver. He throws a deep pass to Nashawn Price off the hands of the Topsail defender who had a What looked like a surefire interception, but it falls to the turf incomplete, and will bring up a 4th and 6 from the Topsail 46.
Most of the good bounces here tonight, Sam, in fact, maybe all of them, seems like they've gone the way of West Brunswick, and that was another one right there. That looked like a very interceptable ball, if in fact that's a word, and West fortunate to maintain possession. Looks like they will punt it away.
McDowell about 9 yards deep, waiting for the long snap. Noah Johnson comes in motion. It's a good snap. McDowell fields it cleanly, gets a punt off over the head of the return man, bounces dead inside the 15-yard line of Topsail, where it's down by DeAndre Clariday at the 15. Nice job by West Brunswick to pin Topsail deep. And West Brunswick maintains its 21-point lead. Topsail will have a 1st and 10 from its own 15 with 9:31 left in the game.
Tell you what, McDowell's had a pretty good night, hasn't he, Sam? Directing this attack, punting the football, got a touchdown run, touchdown pass. Pretty good evening, homecoming night for quarterback Owen McDowell. And lots of other West Brunswick players, too.
Flag on the play.
False start on the Pirates.
Looks like false start on Topsail, so not good field position, just got a little worse for the visitors.
1st and 15 from its own 10 for Topsail. Down 21. .9:24 left in the game, a homecoming night. West Brunswick 28, Topsail 7. Handoff goes to Smith, the ball's on the ground. Guys fighting for it. Looks like West Brunswick has recovered. They have. That's big number 42, Jakari Bethel. And what has been a prolific second half for this West Brunswick team just got a little bit better as Bethel gets a takeaway, and the Trojans will have 1st and goal from the Topsail 10.
Yeah, the ball mishandled on the handoff, and again, the bounces going almost exclusively the way of West Brunswick tonight. Jakari Bethel in the right place, right time, alertly falls on the loose ball, and West in scoring position yet again. Medford's going to come up a little shy, but I think there's a flag on the play, Sam. And see how this
in the area of holding, Jay, but we'll see.
Generally, when you see him around there, yeah.
Holding on the offense. So that's going to push the Trojans back. Medford picked up about 3 yards to the 7 on that carry, but that is not where the next snap will take place from, as the Topsail has accepted the penalty. We will replay 1st down from the 16-yard line of the Pirates. 1st and goal from the Topsail 16. West leads 28-7. What more could you want on homecoming night, partner, besides less dancing from the play-by-play guy?
Well, I can't listen. Whoa. Oh my.
Medford brought down at the 14-yard line. He picks up 2 yards on the 1st down carry.
I think that's, who is that? 73, I believe that would be Brandon Clayton, yeah. 6'3", 235-pound junior. No, Sam, this has been a fun night all the way around, starting with that delicious tailgate meal from Karen Mashur's over at, does the Coastal Kitchen show on ATMC.
Ooh, McDowell runs into his own guy at about the line of scrimmage and somehow manages to get down to about the 12, so McDowell picks up 2 on 2nd and goal from the 14.
What did he run into that time? Right? I could have it was Gabe Lewis or Tyler Long, but one of them threw a pretty good block on their quarterback. He still stood up.
Looked like the lineman won that battle.
Tough to knock him down, I'll tell you that. No matter what color shirt you have on.
See 81, Easton Simmons, coming off the field. He was one of the members of the homecoming court there at halftime. Nice young man, Easton. McDowell fakes the snap, throws a pass out to Jalen Jones-Bay, looking for room near the goal line. He's pushed out of bounds. There is going to be a flag. It was holding on West Brunswick. So that's going to negate a nice completion from McDowell to Jones-Bay and push the Trojans a long way in a goal-to-go opportunity.
So West had gone a fair amount of time, Sam, without having penalties, and now on this drive, which started so promisingly inside the 10-yard line, kind of shoot themselves in the foot with 2 holding penalties. Got the ball back at, the 25.
Jay, what do you have in the playbook for 3rd and goal from the 25? Do you try and get a chunk of it back here and then kick a field goal? Or
chunk seems to be the optimum word here tonight, and you know what? I wouldn't mind seeing Younts get a shot at a field goal.
West is going to throw a screen. Price has got it. Got some running room. He's still up on his feet. He's still on his feet, Jay. Wow, what a run by Nashawn Price inside the 10-yard line, down at about the 8. That's a 17-yard completion from McDowell to Price.
Let me tell you, Price kind of made something out of nothing that time. Cutting on an angle across the field, taking a couple of licks, and I guess I'm going to get my wish here, Sam, as Hunter Younts is coming out on the field with his tee and going to take a shot at the field goal.
Would be a 25-yard field goal from senior kicker Hunter Younts here. McDowell does the holding.
Clearly in his range, too. He's got a pretty strong foot. Let's see if it can be accurate.
Timeout called by West Brunswick head coach Kelly Williamson before the field goal attempt. With 7:04 left in the game, West leads Topsail 28-7. Gives us a chance to thank J.P. Russ & Son for its sponsorship of the Game of the Week. Serving Brunswick County since 1947, J.P. Russ & Son has become the local leader in all your heavy equipment needs. Paving, grading, clearing, drainage, and much more. They'll haul any material, even rock. Give them a call at 754-6023. We'd also like to thank Community Finance of South Carolina, which offers personal and title loans with the most competitive rates in the area. Located right across the border in Little River, Community Finance provides quick approval so you can have cash in minutes. Visit them online at cfscloans.com.
So Younts back out on the field to take another shot at this field goal. Be about a 25-yarder, Sam?
25-yarder. Line of scrimmage is the 8. At 10 for the end zone, 7 for the snap. The hold is down, the kick is up, and the kick is pushed wide to the right. The Topsail defense holds after West Brunswick recovered a fumble at the 10-yard line. 6:58 left on homecoming night. West Brunswick leads 28-7.
One of the few things this evening that have not gone well for the Trojans. Hunter ball didn't even sound good, you know, when he hit it, Sam. And
looked like he kicked a lot of tee there. But you know, Younts has been a nice weapon for this West Brunswick team this year. One of the more consistent place kickers that this West program has had in years.
Yeah, you said that so very well, and kind of a pleasant surprise because a lot of the times over the past couple of seasons, it's been an adventure in terms of special teams and points after and even field goal opportunities. But Younts has brought some stability to that very important part of the game this season. And now what's going on?
A missed field goal inside of the 20-yard line comes out to the 20. It's like a touchback, so Topsail's going to have 1st and 10 from its own 20-yard line.
You not only are smart, but can dance too. I mean, that's just a package. No wonder Maggie's so doggone happy.
What can I say?
I don't know.
It looked like Smith up the middle, picks up maybe 2 yards on the play.
Kind of sorry this evening that we haven't had a chance to see Noah Lavelle any more than what we had. He ran the ball a couple of times in the second quarter, but obviously not 100% physically tonight. And now we have seen Josh Smith run the ball real well in his place, but Lavelle, the leading rusher in the Mid-Eastern Conference.
Oh, Xavier McCray nearly comes up with a sack. Jacob Floyd releases the pass. The right sideline out of bounds, falls incomplete. That'll bring up a 3rd and 8 from the Topsail 22-yard line.
Kind of impressed with number 6'8", Sam McCray.
Xavier.
Who's Javion's cousin, we understand, and he's certainly given a pretty good account of himself here this evening, particularly in the second half. And, you know, with Tim Sellers went out with that under concussion protocol, we're wondering who on the West defensive team are going to step up, and certainly McCray and Casey Holler have had big second halves.
Floyd drops back to pass. He's got no time to throw. Big Russ score. Big Tyler Tate come up with a sack. Set up a 4th and long situation for the Topsail Pirates as the game clock is under 6 minutes.
Tyler Tate, you know, I want to say quietly, but maybe not so quietly, had a pretty good game here tonight. Again, much in the second half, putting a lot of pressure on quarterback Jacob Floyd, and that time with Russ Score helping to finish off. So it looks like we might have a new quarterback coming in for West. We'll have to check that.
Oh, Jay, a fake punt. That's if West can get off the field on 4th down, and it does, as Lopez is brought down by number 40, Hunter Nickel. Jay, I don't think it was a fake punt call. I think Lopez thought it was under pressure there, so he took off and tried to get the 1st down, and he was brought down at about the 21-yard line.
Brings up a 1st down for your Trojans.
So we got a new quarterback in the game now for West Brunswick.
Jay,
it is number 24.
That is number 24, Mr. Jay Fletcher.
Yeah, I thought that might be Coach Fletcher's son.
Yeah, son of West Brunswick Athletic Director Jimmy Fletcher. Jay is the quarterback on the junior varsity team who is having a great year. By the way, Fletcher takes that handoff, hands it to Medford. Medford has got room down the right sideline. One man to beat. He beat him across the goal line. Touchdown, Trojans. What a job by Fletcher. Yeah. Nice handoff, young man. Casey Medford with a 21-yard touchdown around the right side, and the route is on at MH Rourke Stadium.
Well, that's a nice run that time by Medford. And you're right, a splendid handoff by Jay Fletcher to get it started. Hunter Younts into the game now to try to convert the point after, but it is all West with a 34-7 lead.
Yas bangs that extra point through the uprights and atones a little for the missed field goal with 5:18 left from MH Rourke Stadium on your ATMC TV game of the week. It's West Brunswick 35, Topsail 7, and as we get late in the fall, do not forget to check out the Grissettown Longwood Fire and Rescue Haunted Trail. Jay, can you survive the Haunted Trail? You'll go in, but will you come out? The 9th annual Haunted Trail opens at 7 p.m. every Friday and Saturday of October, plus October 30th, and of course, Halloween night on the 31st. Located at 758 Longwood Road in Ocean Isle Beach. For more information, call 287-3030 or visit GrissettownFire.com for a spooktacular time.
Who wrote that copy?
I just read it, man.
You just read it, man.
I made up the last part.
Hey, man, have you seen this movie trailer on the TV, on the ATMC TV, I should say, The Snowman?
I've seen that.
That's scary, man. You talk about spooktacular. That Snowman movie looks like it. I don't know if
Does Miss Darris like scary movies?
No, I'm scary enough. The poor girl needs a break.
Easton Simmons with a nice tackle. The ball's on the ground. The ball's on the ground, and I believe the Trojans have recovered it. Oh, excuse me. The Topsail Pirates have recovered it. That was number 20, Jose Orellana.
Looks like
wait a minute. Now they're saying West got the
Did West
ball.
Brunswick recover?
Well,
Hunter Nickel, West Brunswick's number 40, Hunter Nickel with the fumble recovery. Boy, Jay, I gapped that one big time.
Every loose ball tonight, I think, has gone the way of West Brunswick, so why should we be surprised there? Because it certainly looked like Orellana had recovered the ball, but somehow West comes away with it. Hunter Nickel gets credit for the fumble and recovery and timeout for West, so they get a chance to add to this lead with 5:05 to go, 5:06 to go. 35 West, 7 Topsail.
Jay, what's your community newspaper?
My community newspaper is your community newspaper, which is the Brunswick Beacon.
And it has been your community newspaper since 1962. The Beacon is your source for local news, sports, and features. Subscribe to The Beacon today. Call 754-6890 or go to brunswickbeacon.com.
And man, I hate to plug your stories, but the one you had this past week about the game we did last week, that was
a lot of fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, and you hit it right on the head. I mean, I've been doing games for 25 years, never saw 4 field goals in one game, and never saw them parachute in with the game ball. So that was quite a treat over at South a week ago.
That handoff is from Fletcher to number 6, Jalen Jones-Bay. Don't see a lot of Jones-Bay running between the tackles, but he picks up a nice game there.
Well, Sam, my right leg weighs as much as Jalen Jones-Bay's, 155 pounds. So, yeah, that's not a between the tackle kind of a runner, but boy, can that kid do lots of things on that football field.
2nd and 5 from the 23-yard line for West Brunswick. Game clock is under the 4.5-minute mark. Fletcher under center, hands that ball off. Jay, I couldn't tell who that was on the carry for West Brunswick.
That's number 20, DeMonte Daniels, I think.
Nah.
No? Maybe not?
20 is DeMonte Daniels on the roster, but
that is not
that number 20 is not DeMonte Daniels.
That's it.
Will McRaney, the sophomore who's on the JV football team. That was Bill McRaney on the carry. Picks up about 2 yards. And now another new ball carrier that I don't recognize. Thanks a lot, guys.
Number 7, Trey Bell on the carry.
Number 7, Trey Bell on the carry. I believe that's Trey Bell.
It's going to be for the next 3 minutes and 36 seconds tonight. I'm trying. Number 30, Sam, is on the roster. Can you pronounce his name for me?
Atre
Jackson. I just wanted to make sure because it didn't say Ashtray Jackson, but Atre Jackson, and he's busting people from that up back position. I've been watching him the last couple of plays from that blocking back position, number 30. You see him there in your picture?
You gotta love a good fullback.
I tell you what, man, it's all about blocking and tackling.
That's right. As complicated as football can be, you gotta block, you gotta tackle, you gotta throw it and catch it, and you'll be pretty good.
You can win a lot of games if you do that. Ask your dad. He knows about that.
Boy, this I formation would have been a beautiful sight to his eyes. That's what they ran for years and years, and they wanted to be more physical than you. Lean on you all game, and typically in the fourth quarter, teams get tired of it.
They get tired of it, yeah. That's what I was trying to say earlier on about a kid like Jakari or a kid like Medford. I mean, they did pound you, and it hurts.
Jay, nice to see some of these young kids get some action on such a big stage. There's a lot of people in this stadium tonight, and you got kids like McRaney and Trey Bell who are getting big minutes here in the fourth quarter.
The future is now.
Number 22, Dante Williams on the carry. He's brought down for a gain of 1, and the Trojans turn it over on downs.
Probably going to see some numbers defensively of some kids that you don't always or often get a chance to see for West, and we'll see how they can do with this opportunity. And I agree with you, Sam. you can practice all week and practice all season, and that's very important. But nothing like doing it in the game, right? It's tough to replicate.
That's going to be a false start on the Topsail offensive line. 1st and 15 for the Pirates. 3:04 left on your ATMC TV Game of the Week. Jay, you been following this playoff baseball?
Yep.
What do you think?
Well,
Class of 96 representing.
I thought it was going to be Houston, but now it kind of looks like the Yankees. And I got to tell you, I'm okay with that. This is a different kind of Yankee team.
Fun Yankee team.
It's a fun Yankee team. That's a good way to put it. So,
boy, Jay Smith is still in there just making huge runs for a Topsail team. Nice to see that young man still running hard. Picks up about 20 yards on that carry.
Yeah, Josh Smith, clearly the MVP for Topsail here this evening. And I was going to say it's going to be a long ride back to Hampstead tonight, but Josh Smith is going to rest because he's taken a lot of hits tonight, a lot of ball carries, but done a great job running the football in the place of Noah Lavelle. Sam, that song.
Macarena.
Okay.
Right, Tristan?
I thought it was macaroni or something like that.
Tristan probably wasn't born yet when the Macarena was released.
Shut up, Nathan Evers. He's talking in my ear about dancing in kindergarten. Now that's terrible, Nathan, terrible.
So, young man doing some volunteer hours with us the last 2 weeks, Tristan Williamson, a member of the varsity soccer team at West Brunswick. Tristan, what year were you born? 2000, Jay. He was born in this millennium.
Man,
unbelievable. He's graduating high school.
I got shoes from 1980, Sam. I mean, this is not right.
Tristan born the year 2000. As Joshua Smith, nice run across midfield for Topsail, picks up about 12 yards on the carry.
Nathan Evers saying that 2000 was Y2K when everyone thought the world was going to end.
Yeah.
It didn't end. It started for Tristan. That's a good thing, man.
Shout out to Miss Crawford.
That's a good thing.
A good thing for the West Brunswick soccer team, too.
Yes, sir.
Tristan's classmate and teammate, Mr. Austin Reed, 2017 homecoming king here at West Brunswick High School. That's Topsail's number 11, Kelton Olson on the carry. Gets to about the 47-yard line of West Brunswick.
Sam, all 125 pounds of Kelton Olson. I don't know if we can get a shot of that or not, Nathan Evers, but look at the cheerleaders. This is the Charlotte version of the New York Rockettes. Good deal on homecoming. Everything happens, man.
Joshua Smith, big gain across the 40 to the 38-yard line of West Brunswick.
Hey, Sam,
9 yards. Jay, he's got more than 40 yards rushing on this drive alone.
Yeah, you know, we were talking about, yards and chunks, and Josh Smith on this drive for sure, picking them up in chunks, kind of gashing the defensive line of West. A lot of substitutes in there, but don't take anything away from Josh Smith's running.
No, he was doing a lot of damage against West Brunswick's first team earlier in the game. Floyd rifles a pass down the sideline. Nice job getting back in defense by number 20, William McRaney.
Yeah.
Nice job in pass coverage. Jay, it looked like it was beat initially, but did a nice job recovering and made a great play.
I think Will was beat, but made up some ground quick and got back and helped break up that pass. So nice effort by the young guy from JV.
Jay, that's another guy you'll see during basketball season, young William McRaney. Nice little basketball player.
I'm looking forward to it.
Williams' brothers both played on the football team here at West Brunswick. Joshua Smith takes the handoff. A lot of running room there. He cuts it up the right sideline and is knocked out of bounds across the 25 at the 24. He picks up another 14 yards.
Yeah, I don't have Sam. I got to think Smith. If he's not over 100, he's got to be pretty darn close.
I think he's eclipsed the 100-yard mark on this drive. He's picked up 56 rushing yards on this drive alone, and I'm pretty certain he got 44 more earlier in the contest.
And with 5.2 seconds left, there's a penalty.
Jay, I'll start you a little early tonight. Final takeaways, partner.
Well, just, you know, a game where you look at the score and then you don't realize that it was a lot closer than what the board indicated.
7-7 at halftime.
Yeah, and West just exploded defensively in the third quarter with the interceptions and the taking advantage of the turnovers, and almost came up with another one there.
Jay, that pass was deflected by number 20, William McRaney, and with that, West Brunswick has captured a victory over Mid-Eastern Conference 3A foe Topsail, 35-7 victory for the Trojans. For Jay Combs, I'm Sam Hickman and the entire ATMC TV team. Good night from MH Rourke Stadium.
Stay connected with your community channel. Like ATMC TV on Facebook today.